Bengals fans are amazing. They're resilient, they're tough, but they're fun. And I'm really excited to hopefully meet a lot more of you.
Isaac has the big game. Then we became a real balanced offense for the playoff run, which I thought was really important.
He put on the greatest route running exhibition I have ever seen in my life.
He was football 24/7, and that was the greatest part of Chad.
At times, the early part, I would tell him when we were throwing deep passes, I said, don't wait too long, because I'm going to get away. If you ain't going to have the arm to get there. So, I want to run to the ball,
Well, Duke, looks like Duke's in the waiting room. I don't want to keep Duke waiting. He gave us a very limited amount of time. I know he's a busy man. Duke, what's going on, big dog? How you doing, buddy?
Jim, how are you, man? Thanks for having me on. Yeah,
Hey.
I'm real busy. I'm sitting on my porch.
Yeah, well, hey. Have a little drink going on there.
Joe Burrow has played in big games his entire life, and I would think he will be a steady hand at the bow of the ship. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if they take him all the way to the Super Bowl. I really wouldn't.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Talking Football with Bengal Jim and friends. And guys, everybody that's watching, we got everybody here today. Everybody is in the house tonight.
Perfect attendance.
Yeah. And then we got 11-4. Tony, wasn't it? Remember when we were like 0-2, and Carrie, your wife Carrie, was saying we're gonna lose 4 games all year. She's been saying it every week since then. She's got 2 more games for this to come true, but she's been saying it all year.
Yeah, she's been saying 13-4, and she's looking forward to that steak dinner that you promised her if it happened too. So.
We got Geoff Hobson coming on with us here at 8:30. At about 8:20, we've got Jason from Betfred. We'll talk about some events going on this weekend, but I can't wait to talk to Geoff, guys. Geoff has a lot of insight, more insight than anybody probably we've ever had on the show, behind the scenes, behind the curtains, down at Paycor Stadium. We'll get to talk to Geoff here at 8:30. I think we got it for a whole half an hour. Let's kick this off. Tom, remember back in the day when the Bengals were playing down in Tampa? I don't know how many years ago it was, but Andy Dalton wasn't feeling well before the game and came out and got the win. That's where I'm at right now. Not feeling great. I'm going to get through this, but I'm the Andy Dalton of Tampa Bay about 5 years ago.
What about Jordan Flu game? That sounds better.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, it depends if you're going to have the glass half full or half empty. The team that played in the first half is going to win the Super Bowl. The team that played in the second half is going to age us all tremendously between now and February. The main thing is they got home safely, and 2, that when they did come home, they brought the win.
Yeah.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all, but I will point out that Jimmy is sick after missing a game. Just didn't go to the game, stayed home. I think maybe he needs that tailgate experience every Sunday.
That could be it. That could absolutely be it. Is it Mon's just saying it's Geoff Hobson's birthday? I didn't know that until just now. We're gonna have to sing happy birthday to him when he comes on here at 8:30.
No, he's saying Hobson baby. It's not saying Hobson's birthday.
Oh, I'm not feeling well. First mistake. Let's stroke count these things.
No. I think we should just sing happy birthday to him anyway, just to see what his face does when he comes out.
All right, let's go to on this date in Bengal history, Tom. December 27th, 2009, a great day at Paul Brown Stadium. What happened that day? Tell everybody.
One of the toughest teams in Bengal history secured the division title. Got the AFC North title again with another very tough, very tight win against the Chiefs. But that whole year was, toughness. That's the year that they lost Chris Henry. Coach Mike lost his wife during the season. They really had to They had to come over a lot. They had to come over a lot of injuries. And it was really even though it was maybe a little bit of a boring team because they had to gut out low-scoring, tight games. They ran the ball a lot that year. Cedric Benson was incredible. They just found a way to win. They really ground it out every week. It might have been Marvin's best year in coaching, truthfully.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the year we lost the first game to Denver on the tipped Hail Mary thing? Was that the same season?
It was.
Oh, man.
Was it Denver or
Thank
San
you.
Francisco?
Thank you for bringing that up, Mark.
Yeah.
Why don't you just
It was
give
Denver.
me a paper cut and
Was
pour some
Denver.
lemon juice in it? You know.
Yeah, we're trying to be all positive. Mark's bringing up the only negative thing that happened.
I was just he brought up a whole list of negative things.
Kicking them off. We just put them in timeout. Just put them in timeout for 2 minutes.
James, take it, brother. Take it, bro. I'm gonna sit here and act like I'm here. I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna have my eyes closed. So.
All right. Somebody let us know when 2 minutes is up. We'll put Mark back on the screen. Before we get started, Jamie needs a ride from Canada. We had this discussion before we came on air.
Yeah.
His Hummer isn't road distant worthy. Is that the right word, Jamie?
It'd be cheaper to fly, but I put about $8,000 into this thing in the last probably 6-7 months. So I'm not driving that thing down there. It's I can just tell you right now, it's gonna blow up. So,
but you'll meet somebody in Windsor or in Buffalo, right?
Yeah, you get me a ride from Windsor. You get me a ride from Windsor or Buffalo. I'm at the game.
And Jamie, are you picky? I mean, do you have to have a luxury type vehicle to drive you down, or what? What are your parameters?
I will send my rider. No, I'm good, man. You get me to the game. I have a ticket. I have a ticket waiting for me. I might have a couch to crash on. I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Does anybody know what kind of car Marissa Contepelli drives?
Oh boy.
Does she fly with the team?
I don't think so.
Okay. Because obviously, I don't know. I wasn't on earlier when you guys talked about the show run tonight, but I'm assuming we're going to talk about what happened with the flight being diverted. A little bit of scare for everybody on Twitter and social media seeing that with the flight being diverted after the Patriots game.
Perfect segue, Jamie. Let's roll right into it.
Well, travel. I figured we talk about travel. There we go.
Travel, yeah. Travel with Bengal Jim.
I'm afraid to fly with everything going on. I'm afraid to fly.
Yeah, that's a good point. You might need a snowmobile to get through Buffalo right now. Some of those pictures were.
Mark is now claiming it's been 5 minutes. I just got that.
There we go.
I feel like this is a hockey thing. It was a 2-minute minor. I'm back on the ice. I got my stick. I'm ready to go.
Oh, no. All right. So anybody get nervous on Sunday or Saturday watching the game?
I got
Tony?
scared to death.
Yeah.
Tony, you were the only one. Go ahead, Jamie.
No, go ahead, Tony. Tony was there. Tony
was there.
Give us a field level view of what happened here.
Well, hell, it was we were elevated really high. We were going into the half thinking we dominated this game. They come out and I don't know what happened. It's actually it was strange because usually when we come out in the second half, we're the dominating team, and this game it was totally opposite. But yeah, there were some scary moments, and I actually looked over at Carrie and I said, "Man, we're going to lose this game if they keep doing this." And sure as shit, they got it down to the goal line there. And if it wasn't for Von Bell and Mr. Hill, we'd be talking a different story right now, I do believe. So I'm thankful that the defense have pulled it out for us again.
I think Jimmy posted this on the social media, but B.J. Hill for Billy Price has to go down as one of the top 3 trades ever in Bengal history. He just keeps proving himself. And, to go back to what you said, Tony, that first interception there in the second half, that just, man, things went south after that. And luckily we held on because the first half was cruising.
If I can add one thing to what Tony said, somebody right away after the game said, well, what a Christmas gift. I disagree. When their backs were against the wall, the Bengals made the play they needed to make. If there'd been a bad snap, if the exchange would have been bad to the running back, that's a gift. On that play, DJ Reader plugged up the middle, gave him nothing to see, nowhere to go. Von Bell had enough time to go around, punch the ball out, allowing B.J. Hill to recover it. So that was, it was a team effort to get the ball back. The Bengals made the play they needed to make to win the game.
Yeah, Reader actually held him up. He held him up while Von Bell came in there and did the whole punch her out. So it was a well organized effort there for sure.
Yeah,
And then what about our boy Trenton? Go ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah, I think the thing people forgetting too is, look, there's a lot of people saying we got lucky at the end of the game. Look, there's a lot of luck for New England to get back in that game. That 3rd and 29, pretty much Hail Mary, they got deflected into the end zone. Come on, man. That was some freaky stuff happening in that game for sure.
And our boy Trent Irwin, what's he got? 4 touchdowns since he's been on the show? Should have had a 5th one, but stepping up. Who misses Mike Thomas on here? Mark, are you the one?
I had friends who are obviously fans of other teams texting me through that game going, who the hell is this Irwin guy? Oh, I told you guys.
No longer
he was nobody before. He was nobody before he came on our show. Look at him now. He's just
That's true. Yeah, the curse is over. The curse is officially over.
So I think, say we got lucky. Say we got lucky though. I'll take lucky over good any day. We walked away with a win. It's a win in the in that left-hand column, and take care of business. And Baltimore loss on Sunday, and we'll lock up the North. Can you all believe we're cheering for Pittsburgh on Sunday?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not just the Pittsburgh game though. You look at the number 1 seed overall. And I know Zach Taylor. I'm sure we all watched the press conference today. Actually, all the interviews with all the players, they keep saying the same thing over and over again. They're just the next game. They're not worried about anything else. Just the next game, next game. But as fans, you look at the schedule. That number 1 seed, like you need KC to lose to either Denver or the Raiders, who would play in Week 18, mathematically eliminated. Praying for a miracle, but all we can do is I didn't see any of that stuff. All we can do is just focus on what we can do or what the team can do and win out the next 2 games, and then everything else will just fall into place the way it's going to happen.
For sure. Anything you want to add about the game Saturday, Mark?
Well, I mean, honestly, I wasn't really too worried about it until Jamar Chase fumbled it, and I thought, they'll score and we'll still have plenty of time even without timeouts. I don't really have much anxiety towards the game. I told you, ever since that game against San Francisco last year, even though we lost, I have complete confidence in the team that we can come back and win any game. So anything that happens, it just makes for a better story at the end, in my opinion.
Yeah. Tony? The other thing. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Keep going.
No, I was just going to say really quickly, and we've, talking to Zach, talking to players, and even Marvin Lewis on the show. You never want to get in a position where a bad call can decide the game for you one way or another. But I think the talk of that game is the Mac Jones non-fumble call. Like, I don't know if you guys watched the replay of that. That's a fumble all day, every day. And it just goes back to, as a team, you want to make sure that you've got a comfortable lead in these games, because the inconsistency of the refereeing in the NFL is shockingly bad sometimes. Like, how anyone can watch a replay of that and not say that's a fumble, and I don't know what a fumble is.
I've said that for years. The refs go underneath the umbrella, what used to be the umbrella there on the side. Now it's out on the field. Just toss a coin. Because quite frankly, you never know what they're going to come out as. There's a lot of people here. Greg mentions it. Other people have. Do we want to get this discussion out of the way, which has been the hot topic every week, seeing the ACL injury?
Yeah, it's not happening. I mean, it's not going to happen. I mean, he doesn't even play on that.
Andrew Whitworth's words were basically, "I'll never say never," is what he said in an interview today. Who knows?
I think if we had another injury, maybe, but I mean, that would put a little, lack of faith in the guys we have in the room already, I feel. So if we had another injury, maybe, possibly, but I mean, he's been working on the sidelines all year, so I don't even know what type of football shape he's in.
I think if the injury was on the side that he played on, then I could maybe entertain this, but it's a fun social media thing. He's liking the attention on social media. He's not saying no, but he's kind of saying no if you read between the lines. I don't think it's going to happen. And next man up. We got guys that are in the system that, like Zach Taylor said today, they're coaching these guys. I want to see what these guys can do.
Yep.
Tom, anything to add with that?
Not happening. I don't think the divorce was rosy or easy. While certain things may have been handled, smoothed out to a degree, and Witt is a class act. Like Marc said, maybe with one more injury, but I can't think he's ready to play 4 quarters of football. As great as he is, and I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer one day. I think Akeem has earned the right to be the backup. I think we have to root really hard for him. I think he's ready to go. And if they weren't competent, thinking he was competent to protect Joe Burrow, they wouldn't put him out there. So, he's our guy. Well, let's go beat Buffalo. We could have Buffalo's top backup, which is Bobby Hart.
Yeah, and Akeem's not coming in cold. I mean, he's been playing snaps this year, and he did play in the system last year. And you can't. That O-line was bad last year, but it's not all on him. I mean, there was a lot of pieces. So hopefully, with the unit we have now, him coming in, I'm excited. I watched his interview today. He obviously feels he's ready to step up. I'm excited for the guy. It's just a huge opportunity for him to come in and show what he can do. And maybe next week we're not even having this conversation of, who can we get in there and we're talking about how great he played. I hope. I mean, it's the best you can hope for.
One thing that popped up today was how we moved up in the draft last year and got Cam Taylor-Britt. Obviously, it was somebody that we didn't think we were going to have too many snaps this year. With the injury to Cheeto, he's been thrust into action and played well. So kudos to Duke and that front office for moving up and drafting him and the depth we needed at cornerback. And he stepped up. I think he's going to be solid for us for a long time to come.
Yep. So I guess let's go ahead and get into on to Marc here. We got Jason from Betfred coming up, then Geoff Hobson coming up here at 8:30. Marc, kind of tee this up. I got the video teed up here for you. You tell us where you want to go with the video here.
All right. So past week, we went to the Festival of Lights at Cincinnati Zoo, had a really good time. And then this week's interview portion, my protege Brooklyn stepped in and interviewed a few of her friends. And then we also have some pictures from the game on Sunday. Thanks for our road warrior, Tony.
Okay, here we go.
Hi, my name is Brooklyn, and I'm here to do this week's On the Mark. I'm here with 2 of my friends to ask them some questions. First, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Logan Brown, and I play quarterback and middle linebacker.
My name is Lucas, and I play wide receiver and corner.
Okay, tell us who is your favorite Bengals player.
I have 3. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Joe Mixon.
My favorite would probably have to be probably Jamar Chase because he's a receiver and I'm a receiver too.
What would you change about football?
I would change the flag rule, and roughing the passer is changing the league.
I would get rid of all the trash talk because it just gets into people into fights and get people into trouble and they have to get fined and stuff like that.
What is the best present you got this year?
This year, PS5, Oculus, or AirPods.
This year it'd be my new Xbox, but of all time it'd probably be my dog.
Okay, if Santa was a football player, what position do you think he would play?
He would be QB because QB is the leader of the pack. Of the team.
He would be defensive lineman because He'd be defensive lineman because he's big, and I feel like he'd be good to get around the edge.
Thank you guys for doing this interview with me today. Can I get a day on 3? 1, 2, 3. Hooray!
So I think we're all muted there. I was going to say, not very often you can see a literal mic drop with our videos.
And one thing I'll say, going to events throughout the city, throughout the year with the kids and everything, it's so nice to see how much Bengals gear people wear. There was a, not so distant past where people would ask you, why would you wear that? Or, and it's real nice to see the casual fan, because guys like us, the NFL has us, they know that we're always going to go to games, we're always going to buy stuff, but just how many casual fans who don't even watch football or care about football, but they're like, oh, the Bengals, it's the hot thing. So this is really nice to see how much Bengals gear and Bengals, love there is in the city right now.
Yeah. So I think we have Jason from Betfred's in the waiting room right now, Jamie?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Good. Let's bring him on. I think there's some things going on this weekend. Let's bring Jason on here. Jason, what's going on, big dog? How you doing, buddy?
Great. How are you guys?
Good, man. Good. So what's I mean, it's been a great partnership all year, man. We've had a lot of fun working with you on a lot of different things. But what's going on this weekend? Because I know a lot of people are asking a lot of questions about this weekend.
Yeah, good questions to be asking. It's finally the sports betting launch. We've been talking about it all season long. As you mentioned, Jim, it's been a great partnership and able to have a presence at your tailgate. It's been fantastic. And then inside the stadium, obviously, with our partnership through the Bengals. So we're excited to finally be at just about at January 1st, New Year's Eve. We'll be launching at 12:01 and taking bets going forward. And with that, we have a New Year's Eve party at Moorline Lager House downtown in the Banks. And then, thanks for putting that up there, guys. And January 1st, we have the launch party. It's a full day betting competitions. As you see here, Anthony Munoz will be there. Drake Kirkpatrick, former Bengal as well. Some other names we haven't put out there yet, but you guys hopefully will all be there as well. And hopefully most of Cincinnati will be there. Betting competitions, we're giving away 30 pairs of tickets to the Bills Bengals on Monday Night Football, and another 30 pairs for the season finale. And hey, there may even be some Bengals playoff tickets now that you guys have clinched. So
nice.
Jason, can I just say, I know you supported the tailgate and our show and everything. Can I just say, as someone who's an outsider to Cincinnati, who, like, obviously I'm in Canada, you guys have done an absolutely incredible job embedding yourselves into Cincinnati. Like, I'm not just talking our circle of Bengal Gym and the tailgate, but I see pictures from fans all over online and videos, and it's like Betfred is everywhere. You guys must be stoked about the launch in Cincinnati coming up.
Yeah, you guys have been a huge part of that. Absolutely massive, played a massive role in getting us to where we are at this point. Where we feel like we've done our best to as outsiders. We ran out of Las Vegas. I'm a guy from Boston. Spent a couple months out there in Cincinnati now, and feel really part of the community. From you guys to everybody we're working with from a partnership standpoint, from the restaurants and bars and the hospitality side to the Bengal Gym tailgate, to other super fans like Tony specifically, we've done stuff with. As you guys seen Tony on our app now, as the face of pretty kick ass, as the face of really a lot of Betfred sign up and activation here. So everybody we worked with, we've really been able to feel part of the community, and it's been fantastic. And I'd be lying if I didn't say I was definitely a Bengals fan. And to be honest with you, I was rooting against my own Patriots a bit last weekend as you guys took the trip to New England.
So, Jason, what I like to see you guys do, I know you're hitting the whole state of Ohio, right? But I want to see Tony's picture all over billboard in downtown city up north. I want to see that up north somewhere.
Well, I'll say this. I think there is the Cincinnati DMA, as they call it. I don't think I know for a fact we're only allowed to bring it so far north before there would be some slap on the wrists to Betfred. But, hey, we'll push the boundary and get Tony as far up there as we can. I'll tell you that.
Well, Jason, we appreciate everything that you've done. As you mentioned, a huge presence at the tailgate, and $10,000 was donated to two great charities this year because of you. Going back to Sunday, I'm going to post a link now here in chat. If you haven't got your tickets yet, feel free. It's free to get them. The link is in the chat now. Come on by. The window is large, 12 to 8. Watch all the games. You can stop by for part of it. Have some fun, and then will you be able to place bets right there on site on Sunday, Jason?
You know it, yeah. As soon as 12 o'clock, we're going to be running a promo from 12 midnight to 12 o'clock to incentivize people. You guys can keep an eye out for that, to incentivize people to bet with us before the 1 o'clock games on Sunday. And then, at Foaling Warehouse on Sunday, we're going to be running a live betting competition, crowning the Kings best bettors of Ohio, as we've put it. And like I said, every half hour and every hour, we're rotating between giving hundreds, $250 to $500 in free bets, aka Fred bets as we call them, and tickets to the Bengals Bills the next night, Monday Night Football, as well as the season finale. And as I mentioned, maybe some playoff tickets dripped in there as well, along with meeting a ton of you guys. And Andy Munoz will be taking pictures, doing autographs. Drake Kirkpatrick will be doing the same, hanging out in the VIP section, betting with us. And some surprises. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. And then free foaling all day. If you want to come play foaling and watch the games and get a bet in, have some food, and just have more of a casual hangout, that's there for you. But if you're a hardcore bettor, we're going to have a section for you too. So I think it really will fit for everybody in the community to come out and embrace Betfred, hopefully, and have a great time with us leading up to, and we haven't even mentioned Monday, right? The Bengal Gym tailgate. You kick off what's going to be the first time ever betting in Paycor Stadium or in Cincinnati for a Bengal game. So we'll have another promo there for people to incentivize them to bet on the Bengals on Monday Night Football.
Yeah. Nice. And just real quick, there's some if I know a lot of people years ago went up to Foaling Warehouse. At the time, there really was a ton of TVs, great TVs to watch the games. They have a whole new setup now up there, guys. Joe's a real good friend of mine. They got a great area for viewing the games, multiple games. So great area, great place to watch games, have fun, throw some footballs around, do some betting. It's going to be a great time. And I'm sorry, James, if you can pop that back up from Craig, that's a great question there.
I put it up already.
And I'll tell you what, Jim, on that note as well, speaking on TVs, we're bringing in another six flat screens and a projection screen for the other side as well. So we'll have projections on both ends, and then we'll have stacked of TVs all the way through the place. So, yeah, they have a great sound system as well. We got DJ Primetime's going to be DJing. I didn't even mention that. I'm sure you guys may be familiar with one of the Bengals DJs. So, I think that'll be awesome. Awesome. And if there's that question, I'm happy to.
We do have we do have a question from Augie. He'll be in your hardcore betting section, I'm sure. He wanted to know if you can stack bets, parlay bets on Betfred.
Absolutely. So most places call it the same game parlay. We call it a Betfred the Parlay Plus. I think I named that a couple years ago when we launched it and stuck with it. A few other operators actually have followed suit there. But, the Parlay Plus is our same game parlay version. So you can see that as you click into any game, you will see an option for Parlay Plus, and that will drop down a menu of, first touchdown scorer, anytime touchdown scorer, receiving yards for players, everything that you combine in that same game parlay that you would with FanDuel or DraftKings, as you mentioned in New York. You'll be able to do it Betfred with the Parlay Plus feature in Ohio.
And Jason, I'm assuming too, for people like me who haven't bet before, we're going to have some betting 101 that you'll be able to help us, navigate through the app and learn some of the techniques around betting, I'm sure, for that day as well, right?
You got that. So in person, I think it will really be able to do that. We do, right, at Betfred, do our best with the content that we provide through our channels. Again, you got to kind of look for that. But within the app, we have FAQ sheet of basics of what a straight bet is, how the odds work, how to place a bet. We do have some stuff, but in person on January 1st with you guys, with other people who are going to be coming up, our ambassadors are all trained up to explain how to place a first bet, and give you the basic rundown of something. We have a one-pager to give out for people. And with that, Tony, as well, I plan on to be out there a lot in Cincinnati here moving forward. I may even be out there permanently at some point here pretty soon, actually. And I want to set up some betting 101 classes. So with our partner bars around the banks, for example, right, like a more line, like we're doing something on a Friday night, we could do a betting 101, bring people in, have a few drinks, have some apps, and teach people how to make bets. So that's something else in the works that we plan to do, because we definitely want to be there day one. It's a new state. People like yourself are diehard sports fans, haven't been into betting, right? We want to make it digestible and easy to get over that barrier for everybody as possible in the local community.
Yeah, if you look at Tony's account history, it'll just be all Bengals money line. It's just
well, I'll tell you what, we'll have best price on Bengals, so at least you'll be getting the best price bet with Betfred, whether you win or lose.
Sorry to interrupt, James. Go ahead, buddy.
No, you're fine. We touched on Sunday. We posted the Eventbrite link for those that want tickets. Again, that's 100% free. Going back to Saturday night, Jason, in this event, what do the fans need to do if they want to get into the launch party on Saturday night?
Yeah, so Saturday night at Moorline, right? At 12 o'clock you can start betting. So what we're doing is, if you go to the link, it's on all our socials now. Betfred at Betfred Sports is our social media's account names. And with that, there's a link, and you just click on that. You can pay for a ticket if you want to get into Moorline, but what I would suggest, all you got to do is make a deposit into your Betfred account. You don't have to bet it if you want. I mean, it makes sense to, because we're giving you $111 in free bet once you place a $50 bet, plus unlock 200 in free bets for you for the next 5 weeks. So there's plenty of benefit too. But in short, James, all you got to do is make a deposit through that link that we're providing to Moorline, and you show them at the front door, and you're into the party. You get a couple drinks. You got an appetizer station, and then we're going to have Dre Kirkpatrick will be there as well. And hopefully we have a few others popping in that would be relevant to you guys that people would want to meet and take photos with. So it should be a really good event and then we'll have an exclusive 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock at that party, an exclusive promotion for those on site as well to take advantage of with Betfred.
Jason, moving ahead to Monday night, what is the Betfred line? For the Bills and Bengals? That's the question everybody wants to know, right? And everybody's looking at this point as they go to bet. So the total's 49.5 points, which seems pretty low, right, with these two high-powered offenses. And it's actually a pick 'em. So a few weeks ago, and you guys played the Chiefs, right? Fantastic game, obviously won. You guys opened as 3-point underdogs, ended up as a 1-point underdog at home. Fast forward a few weeks later, playing a Bills team who was higher on the power ranking at the time, and this Bills team is now pick 'em against the Bengals. So it said a lot about the sentiment from odds makers of where they see the Bengals right now. You guys have really risen, and as short as 9-1 odds actually to win the Super Bowl now at Betfred. So odds are shortening. You guys got just as good as a shot as anybody, as the odds makers would say. But it's a pick 'em and a 49.5 point total. So you can pick either side for the same price, is what that pick 'em means.
Got it. And I think Craig had something in here, James, about the tailgate. Any place at the tailgate to be able to place bets Monday? We didn't even talk about that. It's pretty.
Of course. Marc, who was just on here, I believe Marc's going to be helping people, getting people signed up on site, which will be fantastic. Probably send a few other guys down there from Betfred. So we'll definitely have some people helping you get registered and all that. You can go register now, so you're all prepped. But yeah, absolutely be betting at the tailgate. And I'll tell you what, I'll have an exclusive promo for at the tailgate. We'll announce and, try to incentivize you guys to make a bet in the Bengals that's beneficial to you from a price or odds standpoint.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, we appreciate everything you've done, Jason. As we mentioned, over $10,000 donated to various Cincinnati charities thus far, and we're going to have another announcement on Sunday. So
that's right.
We'll announce that Sunday for those that'll be at the Foaling Warehouse. We appreciate everything, and stop on down Moreland Logger House Saturday, Foaling Warehouse Sunday, tailgate Monday. 3 days of fun with our friends at Betfred.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, we appreciate you.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, appreciate all you guys.
Take care. Happy holidays.
Thanks, Jason.
Thanks, Jason.
Hey, the goal was at the end of the day, at some point, to get him to say "we Bengals." We. I love it. He's getting there. He's come a long way in a short period of time this year. It's really good stuff. So, good stuff. It looks like Jeff's trying to sign in here. Do you see that?
Yeah, he's in the waiting room, but no video yet. So once I see the video, we'll bring him on.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So now I don't know how serious of an offer this is, but I'll just, while we were talking, we had Augie throw in the chat here that he'll pick me up. He'll get a rental car when he lands on Saturday. I don't know where he's landing. If he means he's landing in Cincinnati, get a rental car. That's a long drive up, Augie. But I'll sit in the car with him and try and play some bets.
All right. Looks like we got our man is here. The Syracuse.
Would you like to do an intro first, or do we just bring Jeff on?
A second. I know we tried to sign in here, and I think we got it for 10 or 15 minutes. I know he's got to get out of here. So let's go ahead and bring in Butch here, Geoff Hobson here. Jeff, can you hear us, buddy?
Yeah, how you doing, fellas? Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming on. Are you in the bowels of somewhere in Paycor Stadium, or you're at home? Where you at?
No, I'm in my office.
Okay, all right. Jeff, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you.
Yeah, how you doing? Just it's you know how it is. It's busy this time of. This is how it's going. You got a game for the number one seed in the conference, so it doesn't get any better than that.
There's got to be a lot of excitement and energy down at the stadium, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and kick it off here. Tom, go ahead and get us kicked off here. And as everybody's watching right now, we're going to try to get to a couple viewer questions. So as you watch, pop in any questions you have, and we'll try to get one or two questions up here for Jeff as soon as we can. Go ahead, Tom.
Jeff, thanks for your time. Great to see you.
How you doing?
Good to see you. Good. You know, elements in this town that are always seem to poise negative toward the Bengals. All we heard was, God, the brutal schedule. God, the Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah.
Nothing seems to phase this team, starting with his head coach and quarterback. They just seem to shrug it off and let's get to the next game and figure out how to win and then go to the one after that. Is that what you're sensing down there?
Oh, yeah. I think, some of you guys were around to remember the 7-game scheme to end the 1970 season, right? And then the 6-game scheme to end the 73 season. This has been the best run since that. And, it's like baseball. It's like anything else. You get on a roll and you get the bounces, and you get the bounces because you're good, to me, the defining thing has been the defense. The offense has been terrific. Burrow's been great. But, they've had patches where they haven't where they've come up a little empty. But at the end of the games, the defense finds something at the end of the game. It's just amazing. And that's, again, getting on that roll of a streak. I was trying to explain this to somebody about how Zimmer had these great defenses. They were 4th, they were 3rd, they were 5th, But this defense is kind of ranked. It's ranked in, 11, 12, 13. But they make game-winning plays, I mean, that's those game-winning plays are the difference between, winning one game in the playoffs and getting to the big game.
The new hurdle is, of course, the injury into Collins at right tackle. Now, Jimmy and I were talking yesterday, and there are a lot of things, namely the position they played here, but what do Riley Reif and Joe Walter have in common? They both were right tackles that got hurt at the end of their seasons, and the team still went through the Super Bowl. Right. Is there any sense of panic, or as you're walking through the locker room, they just look at Hakeem and go, "Hey, there's that guy, no problem. We got faith in him."
They've done it all. They've done it all year. This has been the difference between last year and this year. They lost to Rougier. They haven't lost a game since. They went through stretches without Chase, without Higgins. They went through stretches, and they still won. I mean, they lost one game without Chase. They didn't have Mixon. They didn't lose a game. So this is. They're down about losing a guy like Collins, who was a popular guy in the locker room, brings a great mentality, hard nose to the line. But like I say, this club's been used to seeing people go down, and I think they look around and I think they feel like they've drafted well enough and developed well enough that somebody here is going to step up.
Yeah,
we talk about.
Let me add. I think the one thing we talk about as well a lot on the show is there seems to be some similarities between that 81 and 88 Super Bowl team and this particular team. They seem to be close. It's not them playing for themselves or playing for each other. They hang out a lot after hours, after practice. They seem to bond. They seem to get along really well, even outside of football.
Yeah, it's the age-old question. Does winning breed chemistry? Does chemistry breed winning? And all I know is, and Isaac Curtis talks about that 81 team all the time, how they were, they just wouldn't, they'd go out at night together. They'd hang around together. And hell, they're still friends. A lot of those guys are still friends, So now, does winning do that? It's an interesting question.
Yeah.
You mentioned we haven't lost since Cheeto went down that Monday night in Cleveland. The guy that stepped up, we mentioned a little bit earlier on the show, is Cam Taylor-Britt, somebody that was banged up earlier in the season. Talk about the performance he's had since being trusted into that quarterback starting role.
Yeah, he's been good. Although I think his play has kind of overshadowed Eli Apple. What Eli Apple has done, Eli Apple's a favorite punching bag of everybody. It seems to be, and all he does is he comes up and he makes plays. I think Taylor-Britt is a true AFC North corner. I mean, he's he's a very intriguing guy. He's hard nosed, but he can cover. I think he kind of had a rookie, probably had a rookie mistake in the back line of the end zone in New England. He was caught with his head back, but I mean, I think that's the first touchdown he's given up. I mean, I think this guy, what a find in the second round and the way he's responded. There's another guy who's got the right mentality. I mean, he doesn't mind hitting you, and if something bad happens, he bounces right back. I mean, he plays like honestly. Taylor-Britt, listen, they miss Awuzie, believe me, because Awuzie probably should have gone to the Pro Bowl. But Taylor-Britt, man, he plays like he's 28 years old. I mean, he's kind of an interesting guy.
Jamie, you have one?
I got some viewer questions we can go to if you want to go there.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, perfect. Augie would like to know, how is Hendrickson and Hubbard trending? Do you think they're going to be ready for the playoffs?
I think so. I think Hendrickson played all right. I think with his, he'll only get better with the wrist, I think. And I think Hubbard will probably, it sounds to me like they'll be back. It sounds like, Zach called Hubbard day today. So that would be, that's a good sign.
It's going along those injury lines and with the H's with Hubbard and Hendrickson, Hurst. Can we expect Hurst back on the field Monday night, Jeff?
Yeah, we did. We did last week, but I think they kind of made a change when they saw the weather and figured they had 9 days to get ready instead of 7. And I think they thought they took advantage of it again, which is, I think, is indicative of what they think of their depth.
Jamie, go ahead and go to another one.
Okay, yeah. Robert would like to know your thoughts. We just talked about this before we brought you on. Was that a fumble by Mac Jones in that game on Sunday?
It sure looked like it to me, but I guess what they did eventually call grounding, right?
Yeah.
I thought he did get rid of it. It wasn't pretty, but he did get rid of it. They're having some tough times up there.
Yeah, they sure are. Another quick question here. Obviously, Mixon had that game where he just had, 5 touchdowns in the game. Then he came off an injury. Just seems like the run game struggled the last couple of games to get going. Any insight into that, you think?
I mean, I think it's. I think it's what defenses are doing. I think that's mainly what it's. I think that's mainly what it's dictated by. It's kind of funny. They've put up points, and they've been they've been very in the when they've scored the points, they've been very efficient. But they go through patches where they don't they only get 3 points at the end of the half in New England. I mean in Tampa at the end of the half, and then they had no points in the second half Saturday. So I don't know. I mean it's a good question. I do think they've run it when they've had to, but I think defenses have kind of they kind of taken that. I think they've kind of responded to how well they were running the ball, in the first part of the streak. But I think it's also too, it's a passing team. You know,
Yep.
in the end, that's what it is. You know.
And last but not least, I'll be remiss to not ask you this, and I'm sure you're already sick of talking about it, but we just talked about it before you came on.
Yeah.
Andrew Whitworth, on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being not happening, 10 being signing tomorrow. What do you think?
Today it sounded like a -3 because, and that's because Zach.
Thank you.
And that's because he said we like the people in our building.
Yeah.
So, and I think they do have some people there that you got to remember everybody there in that roster. We're talking about Adeniji. We're talking about some of these other guys. I mean, they were on a Super Bowl run. So they've been around. They know the system. I think it's just how much does Witt weigh? I don't know. All these things. I don't know. I also think if that was going to happen, it would have happened by now because Zach and Witt are pretty close. So plus you got to remember, I think Witt's under contract with the Rams. So
yep.
But like I said, just going off of what Zach said, I think Zach's pretty happy with the people they got in the building.
Geoff, you're certainly somebody that sees more practices than most people. Any surprise of what Trenton Irwin's done in the last 4 to 5 games?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think just that's a guy that he came in he's undrafted. He's a practice squad guy. I mean, you just figure he's a guy that good teammate, good guy to have. But you figure maybe that's but you'd have to say yeah. I mean, just because of his background. But once you get to know the guy, you talk to the guy, and I wasn't surprised he scored 2. I wasn't surprised he scored 2 touchdowns on set. I was surprised he didn't score the third one because he usually catches everything. But so that didn't surprise me Saturday because it's pretty clear that I think Burrow will get you the ball if you can catch it and know what you're doing. Burrow's going to get you the ball. So Trenton's a smart guy and he's got great hands, and Joe can deliver him the ball. So after they clicked, early on, it really hasn't been. And I guess we just, I mean, maybe if I went out there, I think Burrow could probably. I'd probably have 28 catches or something because because CJ Uzama, look at his numbers last year. I can't find him in the stats this year. Hurst kind of struggled in a couple of years trying to find a home. He comes in here, boom, Burrow finds him. Irwin, boom, put him in the lineup. Joe finds him. So I think the quarterback's got a lot to do with it.
Good point. We've got just a few more questions. We're going to bring Marc on here. We've had a lot of people on the show. We want Marc. Marc wanted to ask you a question too, Geoff.
Hey, Marc.
Hey, Geoff. How you doing, sir?
Marc's on timeout.
That was earlier. I've behaved since then. I've learned my lesson. So before the season, Geoff, I thought this team could really challenge for the best record. I think 12-4 was the best record we ever had. We have a chance to be 13-4. I was just wondering, where do you think this team ranks so far in the best Bengals teams of all time so far?
That's a good question. It's better than last year's team. I think you could say that. And then beyond that, it's you'd have to say if it's better than last year's team, to me, I think in this century, probably the best team is probably that 05 team. Probably, I think maybe in this century, and
or 2015.
Yeah,
Before Dalton.
I think 05 was. I don't know. I think 05 was. I don't know. It had more punch. I think it had more punch than the 15 team, but I think this team's defense kind of has to. This defense kind of makes it kind of a cut above. Really, I think to me this team and maybe the 81 team, you'd have to talk about in the same sentence. Although you probably still have to give the nod to the 81 team because they did get the top seed. They did go to the Super Bowl. So that's always going to be the advantage. But to me, this defense, probably pretty comparable. I wasn't here in 81, but just looking at the stats, it seems pretty comparable. And offensively, you'd have to say that 81 team was more explosive. If you look, it's hard to believe if you watch this team play. But if you look at the stats, I don't know. But I would have to give the nod to this offense. Chase, Higgins, those guys, and it's an interesting question. It's a great question, but for my money right now, it might be the second best team, next to the 81 team.
Interesting. I don't think you get a lot of disagreement on that from me, Geoff. So last question. Now you got to go. So 1975, the Bengals played their first home Monday Night Football game, Geoff, against the Buffalo Bills. So this Monday, we've got the Buffalo Bills coming back in town. This might be the biggest Monday night game here in Cincinnati, maybe since 1975. So talk about this game, what you think might happen, and kind of some of the matchups you're interested in watching.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously Burrow versus Allen. The Bengals are going to have to keep pace, and the Bills are going to have to keep pace. It's what it's whoever whatever defense comes up with the turnover. It's kind of funny. I think about the '88 AFC Championship game, and it was as good as that Bengals no-huddle offense was. I think it was the Bengals defense that came up with 3 turnovers and won that game for them. And I guess that's why the SWAT team will be in the building that night to kick it off. But that's what I think. That's what it's going to come down to. What it's going to be in the game in the 30s probably. Can the Bengals defense do it again? Because I think that's what it's going to come down to. There's going to be some kind of a stand, and they just keep coming up with stands, But another, some of the matchups obviously you like Hilton on Diggs. Those are two. Diggs a great, one of the best slot corners in the game, and Hilton's one of the best slot corners. I think the 2 most popular guys in Wyoming, the governor, Logan Wilson versus Josh Allen. That's why they drafted a 3-down backer like Logan Wilson. It was an antidote to the dual threat quarterbacks like Allen, like Mahomes, like Jackson. Put him in the middle of the field and let him run. Wilson's had an unbelievable last 3 games. I mean, 41 tackles, 2.5 sacks. So that's a matchup I like, the Wyoming boys. I think, the Bills don't, it's a chess match with, with Zach and the Buffalo defense, because the Buffalo defense, they're going to, I think they'll dare the Bengals to run. I think they'll dare them to run. I think they'll try to take away the deep stuff, and I think they'll dare Cincinnati to run. And it's if they can, they win. If they don't, it might be a struggle. But but it always comes down to that. It always comes down 7-8 man boxes and the like. But it's going to be I just think it's going to be as advertised. And it's going to be, and if it's going to be as advertised, and what defense is going to make the stop? And if no defense makes the stop, then it's the last guy with the ball. I think it's going to be a lot like the Buffalo Kansas City game was to see who played the Bengals in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a day Monday. We're looking forward to it, Geoff. Man, hey, look, I appreciate your time, man. It's awesome. You get to come on and talk to the fans, man. It means a lot. Everybody loves you, man. But we appreciate you taking time with us tonight.
Hey, thanks. Sorry, it's a little rushed. Hope we can do it again here soon in the next week or so. As we craft, as it looks like it's going to be something special. So let's keep in touch.
All right.
Thanks, Geoff.
Good day, Geoff.
Good day, buddy. Always great having him on the show, and it is funny. We just want to just go back and just clarify that it was not indeed his birthday. The chat was lighting up and people wish him a happy birthday. That was just a mistake.
What did we say? The birthday is August 17th. So yeah. Jimmy, you started that.
He comes on, and the chat's like, "Happy birthday, Geoff!" I can see Geoff looking at the comments, going like, "What the hell?"
We were supposed to sing to him.
Welcome back, Marc. Glad you cleared concussion protocol.
I did. Thank you.
Hey, James, let's go to making a difference with Tony the Tiger, brother.
Let's do it. Tony, let's talk about what we have. Let's do this first. I'm going to scroll this banner across the bottom. Where are we at today?
We're at $97,330. So just to take a step back. So we did Logan Wilson. He sponsored a family to help with some medical bills around the breast cancer that they were dealing with. Had a great turnout for his signed jersey. We had $8,100, a little bit more than that, raised for that event. And then we had a donor come in at the end, and I'm pretty sure I could say who it was, Big Willie. He not only does his name say Big Willie, but he's got a big heart as well. So he donated an additional $1,000 to Logan for that family. So we ended up raising $9,100 for that family for Logan Wilson. So that was awesome. Coming up, we have for Monday Night Football, right? We're talking about that. We're going to work with DJ Readers Foundation. It's called A Son Never Forgets. As you saw in Marc's video, me and Jimmy have been carrying around this damn jersey for 3 or 4, 5, 6 weeks now, trying to get it to sign because we thought it would be kind of special to have it signed at a game. So we finally able to get that done at the Patriots game. He came over and signed it for us. So we're going to have that jersey. We have a signed full-size helmet of his as well, and that'll be part of the Monday Night Football package that we'll be raffling off at the tailgate. Again, 100% of those funds will go towards A Son Never Forgets. So that's what we got planned up. And, we got a couple more charities going on. We're going to do something for the lung cancer folks, also Shriners. And with that being said, we're going to end it with the Ratbirds with Sam Hubbard. So we're going to have served 24 different charities this year. So it's awesome. And I'm pretty confident we're going to get over our $100,000 mark for sure. So I'm very excited. This year's been great. Fans have been awesome. It's just been a lot of fun to be a part of this and be able to get this funds for all these charities. So it's been great.
Yeah, so we got a big surprise Sunday too. So if you could make it to that event at the Foaling thing, you're going to see a really amazing things going on that day as it relates to some charity that we can't talk about specifically right now, but be there. It's going to be great.
Yeah. So Monday, DJ Readers charity. We got the autographed jersey, some more autographed items. We're always looking for volunteers if you want to come down and pitch in, whether it's helping with the Tony's charity side or setup or tear down, let us know. But as always, Tony, we appreciate that. And as many know who watch the show regularly, started off with a $75,000 goal, went to the stretch goal of $100,000, and hopefully come Monday night we'll be pushing through that. And that's simply because of the generosity of fans locally in Cincinnati, globally, and across the country. We can't thank everyone enough.
Yep. And the one thing I just want to mention too about our charities is, and Jimmy says this a lot, and I keep reiterating, it's not just about the money that we're able to raise for all these charities, but being able to bring the awareness and bring information to people about the charities, I think has really been a good avenue for us to help with this platform. And it's not just about the money; it's about knowing what the charities are for and all the things that are out there. So it's kind of cool to see all that happen as well.
100%. Well, guys, let's close that. Before we get to the 2-minute warning, I got to share something totally unfootball related. Guys, I have, if I can find this movie here real quick. So my oldest son, Ryan, is 31 years old. He moved out to Portland, Oregon with his girlfriend, got a job out there, been out there for a couple years now. And this happened Christmas Day.
Oh my God! Really? Shut up, I'm not kidding you. Ryan, what the heck?
I never heard her say yes, but it sounds like,
Screaming means yes, same thing.
Yeah.
I think she was getting ready to say about damn time, but no, I'm happy for both of them, and what's really cool, I'm looking forward to this weekend. Ryan and Kelsey are coming in town, spending some time with us, and obviously going to the game. He's been to the first 2 games, and he's going to finish up, going to the last couple home games here, then making whatever playoff games he can too. So I'm happy for him. I'm proud of him. So, all right. With that being said, here we go.
This is the 2-minute warning.
Man, that guy looks familiar. Marc, we'll start with you, buddy.
It's serious.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I guess it's cliche, but I mean, these are the moments that you live for as a fan. I remember thinking back to, was it 2019 season before we got Burrow, and for the first time in my life, I was actually hoping the Bengals would lose to be able to put us in a position like we are Monday. And it's hard for me to just contain my smile and just thinking about it, not just the game, but going down, seeing all the people. Betfred's going to be down there. It's going to be amazing. It'll probably be one of our biggest tailgates yet, I feel. So I'm just excited for the game. I can't lie. I can't hold my emotions in about it. It is amazing, and this is 2 to 3 years in the making. And as a fan, this is what you live for.
Got it, Tony.
Yeah, to talk about the New England game, Taylor said this as well. I think it was something that we kind of needed, just to kind of show that we do have some flaws, that we can be pushed, and I think we prevailed and showed what we can do there to win those games when we need to. And as for Monday Night Football, I'm just excited. I can't wait. It's going to be kind of like Christmas, right? We're all going to be anticipating this game. It's a very important game for us. Looking forward to seeing everybody, and I'm just ready. Let's go.
Tom?
This is a game that we can, show the world that we still belong. I'm not worried about the doubters. I'm more worried about the guys in that locker room. They can put 60 minutes together like they played the first 30 last week or the last 30 the week before. But it's time for that full 60-minute dominating effort. I know they have it in them. So I hope everybody comes Monday loud, get a little bit of rest New Year's weekend, but be sure to come loud and come ready. Let's help them, and let's beat the Bills and really put a stranglehold on that division championship. And I'm going to snap it up north to Jamie.
All right. We're out of practice. Hey, look, this is the game that I circled on the schedule when I saw it come out. I was hoping that it would come down to this being an important game. I live obviously in Canada, right on the border to Buffalo, and Buffalo and the Bengals share like a pretty unique relationship because we got them in the playoffs years ago. So you go down to a Buffalo tailgate now. They used to push you in the snow. Now they offer you beers when they see a Bengals jersey. But all the gloves are going to be off on Monday. I'm super excited about the game. And I think if the Bengals play Josh Allen the same way they play Patrick Mahomes, I think we can win this game. Very similar quarterbacks. Guys can, Allen can just find a way to keep a play going like Mahomes does. It's absolutely insane. But if you force him to make throws that he shouldn't make, I'm predicting right now Bengals pick off Allen twice in that game, and I think that's going to be the difference.
Ooh,
you heard it here first. I think there's 2 picks in that game, and that's going to be the deciding factor.
Is that I was just going to ask, is that available as a parlay?
That is not sponsored in any way by Betfred because I can't bet on Betfred. But if it's available and you put money on it, then send Jamie some love. If it wins.
So if I lose, I'm going to send you some of the expect some cash back, right?
I missed last week. Are you done, Jamie?
I'm done. Yeah, I know. I take the whole 2 minutes. Sorry.
Well, I missed last week when we had Logan on, but I want to thank everybody. Tampa was so much fun. I'm sure you guys touched on it, but that tailgate, everything Craig did, our friends at the Bengal trailer, it's so much fun to be down there in the sun and seeing so many Bengal fans. And again, people from Germany, people from other areas of Europe, all over there in Tampa. And thank everybody for that, and look forward to seeing everybody back at Paycor for the next 2 games. Monday night under the lights, our buddy Kickley and CMA is going to have some special lighting effects down there with DJ Trub and Lottie, and excited for the game. I think whoever said it before, this is the stuff we're waiting for. Prime time. I think the narrative changed once the lights have come on, and with Joe leading the helm, excited. Kudos, I think I say it every time, to Tony and to all the Bengals fans for everything they've done charity-wise. We're going to blast through the $100,000 mark, and we'll see where we end up. Another special announcement Sunday for those that'll be at the Fulling Warehouse for the Betfred party. Stay tuned to that, and look forward to seeing everybody. I didn't even realize this. I was looking forward to, week 18? No times have been announced for any of those games. Obviously, we know the Ravens got flexed this week. to Sunday night. So we'll see what happens here in week 17 or whatever it is. And 2 home games to end the year. Would like that number 1 overall seed. Certainly there's a lot that can happen. Everything from the top spot in the AFC down to a wild card and some spots in between. So as long as we keep playing like we did, we're going to be just fine. Anytime we got Joe Burrow back there, we're going to be okay. So look forward to seeing everybody Monday. And Jimmy, we'll let you end it. And congrats to Ryan. Congrats to Ryan.
We got to be on FaceTime when that all happened too. Me and the rest of the fam. It was just awesome. A lot of crying going on there. I think on our side and on the other side, and it was really, really cool. I don't know if anybody's watched what the weather's going to be like Monday night, but are you kidding me? 59 degrees, only a 24% chance of rain in January.
What's that in Fahrenheit? Just so I can be involved in the conversation.
Marc, can you translate that? 59 degrees is what in Fahrenheit? I have no idea.
Let's see.
He's pulling
I just want to be part of the conversation, you guys. You're like, can you believe it's 59 degrees? I'm like, what does that mean? Is that cold?
It'll be a whopping 15 degrees Celsius. So
yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah. Okay. See, Mark knows that stuff, but it just lets you guys know too. It looks like we're gonna have the Rule of the Jungle down there again Monday night. We don't even know who that is at this point. We'll find out probably tomorrow. Bootsy Collins was just announced today that he will be performing at the halftime show Monday night. An absolute Cincinnati legend. There's a pretty good chance he'll be down there. We got a couple other potential surprises as far as some guests. James already talked about Kick and some of the special things we're going to be doing for the night game. But also to let you guys know, we have Cincinnati wings are greater than Buffalo's wings. We have 5 of our favorite wing spots bringing down 300 wings apiece from each one of these locations down to the tailgate. Be ready for a preview of that prior to Monday. Hopefully Saturday, I'll get that preview out. But we're able to get 5 of our favorite wing places here in the area to bring down 300 wings each. And we're going to show Buffalo fans that our wings, they might have started the Buffalo wings, but we have perfected the Buffalo wings from the 5 local bars and restaurants here in Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky. So Wing Wars, Monday night at the game. Thanks again for all the charity work, everybody. This is not one person doing it. It's not me. It's not Tony or James. Guys, it is all of us working really hard in that. And it's what I love about this, the us being at almost $100,000. When people work together, this is what happens. This is what's freaking awesome about the charity stuff. Everybody working together on that. And I think the Bengals have had some of the highest viewed games in NFL this year. At least 2 or 3 of them I know. I'm not going to be surprised. Probably the biggest matchup in the NFL this late in the season. The Bengals and Bills would have probably the most watched Monday night ratings this entire year. I'm betting on that if that's a line I can bet. But I'm going to look ahead, which I don't like doing very often, but I think it's fun as Bengal fans to be able to do this. We've never been able to do this for a long time. When the Bengals win this week and Kansas City will beat Denver. Denver's just awful. But the last week of the season, the Raiders play Kansas City at Las Vegas. I think there's a legitimate shot that Vegas can beat the Kansas City Chiefs. And then us playing the last game against the Ravens, the time is to be announced. Maybe that game gets flexed. So what a great last couple of weeks of football here, guys. I'm excited as hell about it, and I hope you guys are too. Got some other special guests lined up. We thought Geoff was a great guest tonight to talk a little bit more in depth about what's going on behind the doors at Paul Brown Stadium or Paycor Stadium. But we'll see you guys hopefully at some point this weekend, either Saturday and or Sunday down at Folding Warehouse. And absolutely we'll see you down there Monday at the tailgate. Make sure you get down there early. If you know downtown parking on a Monday, it is going to be pretty crazy down there. So make sure you get down there early. We will see you at the game. See you at the tailgate. Hoo day, everybody. Let's get this dub.
Hoo day.
Happy New Year.